ya every morning.
Once again, it's on.
Peace, family. It's Rebel with a Cause.
Yes, indeed. And I'm Ross Ises, and we are here, and this is Think Chance. Yes, indeed. Yes, welcome, family, ones and all, from coast to coast and around the whole wide world. We here just building on some true topics, coming in today with some lessons of history and knowledge from books. Because what I realize is, what people need to realize is, what's the best way to get the knowledge from the black man?
Put it in a book.
Put it in a book. Put it in a book. So we want to let you know, say, the knowledge is always going to be there in a book, you know? So don't feel that they keeping things from you and they saying this and that. Most things people get now is off the internet. You see what I mean? But there's no facts on what you're reading online. All the facts and history is in the book. So we want to keep it real to you today as educated black men. There's a reason why we're in the positions we are, because of a book. We had to pick it up and learn some history of ourselves. Not their story, but our story, you know what I mean? So that's what we're here for. We have a young youth on the panel today, you know what I'm saying?
Peace. I want to say Black Power then, Black Power now,
Black Power then,
forever. So.
Black Power now,
Black Power forever.
I go by Brother OHENAI, means chief. And I got some topics I want to talk about killing the ego of the Negro today. You know, we gotta help our youth. We gotta unlearn and learn again. You know, and that's really it. Oh, gotcha. Like today, you have, you know, the kids right now all on Instagram. You know, got always at the phone 24/7. You know, and just teaching about that you shouldn't use the phone as a lifestyle. Use it as a tool to market yourself, to brand yourself, and bring wisdom and teach one. You know, just don't look at yourself, but look inside of yourself. You know, and love yourself and become into that knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying?
So, how'd you come into knowledge of self?
How I became knowledge of self. To be honest, Dr. Umar Johnson, the brother of Dr. Umar. Yeah, the brother with
Shout out Umar Johnson.
Yeah, shout out. Dr. Umar, he was talking about building a school, you know, in different locations. The brother's a very great scholar. He woke in the mind of me. And another brother was the Bob Marley. You know, who doesn't love Bob Marley?
His teachings,
yeah. You know, he gave me a quote. He said, "Don't gain the world and lose your soul. Wisdom is better than silver and gold." And just little sparks of that just empowered me to have knowledge of self and become better and be better, you know, and do better and change myself. And I felt like myself, I was dealing with like problems with school. I dropped out of high school and I was just, you know, suffering, you know, inner and outer, you know. So I was just going through like, I was trying to be like, but I was depressed. You know, I had depression, you know. And so I had went to, it's a quote by my spiritual father, Dr. Khalil Abdul Muhammad. It speaks, get up, you know, get up, clean up, and stand up. You know, and that's what I did. I got up out that rut, what they so-called, and I cleaned myself up. I said, man, what can I do? You know, no more excuses, because we choose. You know, you got a lot of people, they explain, say, I have no time, and everybody got 24 hours. Come on now. You know, everybody choose what they want to do. You chose to wake up. You chose to brush your teeth. You chose to do, this is a choice. And so what I chose, I went to school to GPTC, got my GED. Man, just proud of myself, you know, for doing it. You know, got my GED. I grind, bro, like, cause I was like hurting, you know. I was grinding, and I remember I kept failing the like certain parts of the test. Like I'm like, yo, come on now. And so what I did was the school was 9 to 5 and I think 6 to 9, right? So I went back twice. I went day and night so I can get my receive my GED. And I worked so hard and it started from there. That's those sparks. And you know, after Dr. Khalil Abdul Muhammad, I was awakened by another brother named Ishaka Musu Barashango. And this brother, he has a book called The Holidays of Mental Genocide of the European Holiday. And he was, you know, breaking down knowledge for me and breaking down the Bible and what it is and seeing the cracks in the fabric, how to break it down, you know, because, you know, education does not matter, it's information. How can you get me out that? Because kids nowadays, they don't care about your information. They don't care about your education. They don't care about your PhDs. They don't care about your diploma. They don't care about it. They care about information. What can you give me to, you know, let's make this money to help me? That's why a lot of young brothers listen to these rappers, or it's a quick fix. We're looking for quick fixes, and not the complete whole fix of what we should do. You know, like I told you the other day, another quote: "Just don't look at the surface, because branches causes confusion. But wind down the trunk of wisdom and soak up the roots of knowledge." That's what you have to do. You can never look at the surface. You gotta know how did our babies get there? How did it start? How did it get there? And you know, we just gotta awaken the minds to just help.
Pay attention, now tuition. One more question. Break down some of those European holidays and what they mean and some kind of meaning behind the hidden meanings.
Okay. So you have Christmas. If you know, the original name is Krampus. It came from like a Greek Roman influence, where it came from homosexuality influence. It came from you know, like even instance what we do now when we have our kids sit on the lap of Santa. You know, a lot of our kids sit there. You look at images back in Roman time. I mean, these was like pedophiles. You know, you know, if you look up Greek pederastry, you look on the walls and look on their artifacts, and they'll show them laying up with boys, laid up with men, and it has influence now. Or like Halloween or Thanksgiving about the mass murder of Indians and Native people and Africans. You know, what they did to us, you know? So everything gets messed up. They stole more than just land. They stole everything. Our way of thinking. You know, we stole our diets. We don't even know what diet. That's why Dr. Sabi and Dr. Africa is so important to us, because them brothers, they risk their life, you know, to break down the knowledge for us. And to my opinion, the only way we can get our original African diet back is through Ethiopia.
True son. Yeah, man, I agree with everything the youth is saying, man, and I'm glad to hear it's coming from a young soldier in this time, you know, because it's uplifting, you know what I mean, to hear that. That's why I brought you in here, because it's a balance of what we have to really capture is the knowledge, the information, you know, the truth, you know. You know, the truth is a thing, it don't matter how old you are, you know, it's still the truth, you know, no matter who tell it, you know. Your age don't matter, your color, your race don't matter. The truth is still the truth, you know. My questions about these people also is that, how could a man who has no children, nor wife, be called father? And have some people, children sitting on his lap, and you know these people, like you said, is known pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? So our history don't come from that. You know what I mean? As African nations of people, there was no, even what they have now is a thing what they call, when people in a relationship, in a marriage, and they have to get counseling and all them things there. You know what I mean? Which they call, what is the word for that there? When people have to, well, it's not really counseling. It's like, it's like, well, they have to go to something like it's anger management. The word I'm looking for is anger management. Anger management wasn't needed in Africa. You know what I'm saying? As Africans, how we dealt with one another as family, there's no need for that because it was always family based. You know what I mean? The families knew each other and was able to meet each other before all these things was even established. So we had certain ways that we had to carry ourselves because we had to have respect for the families. You see what I'm saying? Our base is always about family and building and bringing families together. You see what I'm saying? Now we following the Western ways of thinking. We're not creating families. You know what I'm saying? In the ways that our natural state, which is, you know what I mean? Our natural state really is farmers. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the land. So we had the land, we farmed the land, and we had food. But someone still have to work the land. You see what I'm saying? Someone still have to pick the food and harvest the food. And so we had to have families to do that. Individuals, and the Europeans knew this because this was our natural way of living. We were farmers. You know what I mean? In this day and time, black people don't farm. They don't want to touch the soil. So we out of our natural state of being. Now, when the European brought us here, right? And you know they brought us here because we were the original wealth of this place. The original wealth and the original stock market was us on the stock market. Man, woman, and child. That was the stock. 25, going 25 to 125, 25, 155, 105. Yeah, that was us on the stock market. So, okay, that's how the money was generating in this country, off our personal beings. Now, here's a question. The slave master had land, right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Okay, so he had land. Now, he lived on the land. He have his wife. And, you know, his children, that's about it, right?
Right.
But now, the rest of the land was occupied by who?
Slaves.
The slaves, right? So that mean in reality, the slaves outnumbered the slave master.
That's right.
This is a reality, right?
Yep.
There's no way the master could outnumber the slaves.
Right.
He had plenty of land. He had to have that work. The more land you have, the more slaves you had to have. Okay? So the slaves always outnumbered the slave master if we thinking for ourselves. And they thinking for us, we think we the majority around here. So this is why they came up literally with the whole thing with 3/5 of a man. To break down our numbers. You see what I'm saying? So we can't see our greatness in our numbers. You know what I mean? We thinking always they up on us, they up on us. Only thing with us is we just ain't up on our unification. You see what I'm saying? That's the whole thing we ain't up on. We ain't up on unifying and knowing ourselves as one. To this day, they got us worrying about what side of town we from, what team we representing. You know what I mean? To this very day, we worried about what team gonna win. To this very day, and we ain't realize we the team. We need to get in our race and put our race first. You know what I mean? And that's what it's really about. This whole show is about Blacka Black. Really us knowing ourselves blackly in our real reality. Because it's black truth we running from, you know. Yeah, vanilla ain't white. Till this day, people think vanilla is white. It's clear. And vanilla is a charcoal black color. You know, so we have to be acceptable. People scared of sugar cane or sugar. Okay, sugar is bad for you, of course, because it's granulated and it's false. But sugar cane is protein. That's pure energy. That's created by the creator. You know what I'm saying? It's been running this world forever before all these other elements came in. What they did was they went into it and they corrupted it. You know what I'm saying? And then when they did that, they now serve it to you and say, no, it's poison and killing you. You see what I'm saying? So this is the whole fullness. We got to return black to what's real. Don't let these people tell our story anymore. You know what I mean? We have to tell our story. That's why I'm glad I got my brethren here too. Yes, Malik, you got to big up too because Malik is a powerful brother, man. I'm thankful to have him here too as well. You know, just building. You know what I mean? On some
Tarik.
Tarik.
Yes, sir.
My bad.
Yeah.
Go.
Let's build on some truth. We're at a beautiful time right now, 2020. You know, we have to recognize who we are in this space and time and take advantage of all the great and wonderful opportunities that lie before us. We have to become people of vision. If you got a plan, if you don't have a plan and you're looking to find yourself, to the youth, I would say get into coding, writing code. Those who like the games, instead of just playing the games, learn to write the code behind the game so you can begin to create the games. They have cheap classes like on udemy.com, udemy.com. You could buy a class for $20, a beginner's class, and learn coding. They have freecode.org where you can learn how to write code. The youth need to be doing it, starting at 11, 12, 13 on up. To these young kids, the older children, our 24-year-old, they're not children, the young adults, our 19-year-old, if they're not out here not doing no direction at the moment, learn that code. It's a language. That's what run computers, the games. You can make the same game. It's nothing new under the sun. Sure. So when it's time for you to make your game, what's the hottest game? Make your version of the hottest thing. You don't have to bump your head. The wise man Solomon told us out of the book of Ecclesiastes that nothing, I tell you, nothing is new under the sun.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Somebody thought about it 2,000 years ago.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Right. We just here, and they forgot about, and we here, but they said too, don't one generation leave and another one coming, and we forget all about one day nobody gonna know who Jay-Z is. He the hottest in our time. Jackie Wilson and all them was hot. He can relate to a brother here can tell us who was hot then. Half his kids don't even know. So that's one of the things I definitely like to share, spread to the youth on guidance. Then they have these apps for those who want to learn, who want to hustle books, used books. You can get used books. They got an app called Scout IQ where you can scan the book, see how much they sell for on Instagram. So you could play all of the old Goodwill to make a guy I know made 70,000 last year just taking books, scan them, put them right up on our Amazon. You understand what I'm saying? Cookbooks and things of that nature. It's a nice hustle. You got to learn how to hustle. You know what I'm saying? The job's not here. But, and read books always on self-help, positive thinking, leadership, not just knowledge of self. As a youth, and I came into knowledge of self, and, and I joined organizations, towards the upward mobility of our people, of course. COINTELPRO Pro is always there, and it's always something, based through the history coming up through. But when it's time for you to get money to feed your family and things of that nature and do for yourself, you got to, read the books of people who done things that you want to do. Like we always say, read. Me, I wanted to do sneakers. I want to be an entrepreneur all my life. Since a child, when I love comic books, in the back they pushing tulips. Get 6 free tulips, sell them to the neighbors, give us back $1.25, keep the rest. That was my first hustle. You know what I'm saying? Then that brought me back to that. And from there I might hustle. It's always get something that people want and buy it low and sell it at the retail price or a little bit below retail so that you can bring people on. And with the internet, it's no excuse. When in my day, when we was coming up hustling, when we was the young youth, we had to be on the corner setting up. I set up on Ashby and Bankhead, put up a clothesline from the garment district up in New York. I go up there and get the short sets, come down, the lady jumpsuits, the pastel colors, white and black stock. When they like what they like, they coming to get it. And so, now y'all don't have to do it like that. Y'all put up something nice on your social media and mess around and go viral. You make $1 million today. You just have to be creative, intentional about your moves. Like they say, plan your work and work your plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's if you get that, everybody get that. If you fail to plan, you already planning to fail.
That's so true.
You understand what I'm saying? But once you have a plan, you have to be diligent about it. You know, like the young brother say, you know, we all got 24 hours. You know, we can find every excuse in the world of what not do what we want to do. I would say to you all, follow your dreams. If you don't know what your dream is, keep doing something until you find out. And it ain't hard. You can make your own soap. Like if I said, you know, in New York, I have a whole project locked down like they do in the dope. Everybody have my soap.
Yeah.
You can make that right on YouTube today.
That's true.
Through a process of saponification where you get a coconut oil or any other kind of oil. You put that in there with your lye, which is a chemical you could get, the Red Devil lye. That's a chemical on the charts. You get your fragrance, and then you get your molds, and now you got soap. You got some of the you can literally make some of the best soap that's on the market. And then another thing to the youth, if you want to get into making dish detergent, you can hire yourself a chemical engineer. Now, American chemical engineers are very expensive, and you won't be able to afford it. But you can hire chemical engineers that live in the Philippines when $1 is $100 over there. You can find one that lives in the Ukraine. You can find one that lives in Africa that can say, look here, I want to make a vegan, non-chemical soap, dishwash detergent, whatever but you got to think. You understand, with a vision. When you go to walk through the grocery store, don't just go as a customer. Go and say, how can I change it? How can I add on? Because the white man been running and he blind. He just saw. So now, you know, you seen the young brother took the got the Nubian soap selling on the corner. He got soap he can't even keep now. But see, everybody still needs soap. That's something easy that we could do. You know, beekeeping. Become involved in beekeeping, youth. You can order a pound of them and put them right in the backyard. They make the honey. You know, honey is a whole food, minerals, everything you need. You can literally live with honey. You know, they found honey in the doggone pyramids that was 2,000 years old, so they tasted like they just put it in there. You see that I'm saying? That honey is antiviral, antibacterial. You understand what I'm saying? So see, take your place again. Become the beekeepers, become the soap makers, you know, become the chemical makers of the things that let you look, degreasers. Put your name on it. Hustle your degreaser all up and down the black neighborhood.
That's true.
Things of that nature. Get more, look into, you know, reading books like Laptop Millionaire. You understand? You want to make some money, you about paper? Read something that's about paper. You understand what I'm saying? Just don't get stuck on knowledge itself. I was there, been there, done that. And then when I looked around, I said, you know, I'm on the corner. I want to rise up a little more. You know, I want to see myself doing this, that, and the third. So now you say, okay, you may have to take another path. Always go to classes. They have what they call community economic in the government. They have community economic development facilities that you can visit and take classes. They pay professors to come and teach. I learned about Gary Vaynerchuk, a great marketing mind, at one of these free classes. Take advantage, go to those free classes that they have. They got grants out there. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like on the movie, piece of the action where they're doing a little poverty pimping, but that's not all the time, and you know, you just got to move your way through. I done took classes that ended in the middle of it, but the thing is, keep learning. You know, keep learning. You know, I'm 54 and I'm always still learning. Every day I'm trying to learn something. I had to keep up, you know. But the young youth, y'all get on them, get on that code. Get on that code. Get on that code. $20 you can get a class. All your babies need to be on it. Parents, get your children. Minecraft is a game. They got a class you could take from the youth that they can work from behind the scene. They on them. They on it anyway. Yeah. It's money in there. You know what I'm saying? You can make a game. We can make a game about we can do a whole game theme behind the art and how you understand how they come in. You can make a whole game on that. That's the creativity, but we need teams of that across the country. These game makers making the players making crazy money. Every year they change the game the same. I've been playing the game since the 80s. The game the same, the graphics just better.
Right, that's all it is.
That's all it is. You know, you want to do a stiff arm, that ain't changed. You understand what I'm saying? So now imagine we do, that's all I'm saying. You know, I want to put that message across to the youth when we're on Think Chant. Economics is number one. We have to be able to have shelter, take care of our women economically. You understand what I'm saying? And we need a place for them. We have to get back in agriculture. We pick cotton. Where we at now, growing our own cotton and selling it to Africa direct, India direct. Cotton still on. Everybody in here got on some cotton. You understand what I'm saying? Cotton still king. So we got to just take back that which belongs to us. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. And I end with this, with the metaphor where I saw on a meme where they had a lawn chair and they had a donkey tied to the lawn chair. Come on now. That's our people. That's how free we are. You know, we free. We just still think we tied to the heavy post. We didn't know we are. They don't let us go. Scared they gonna wake up. You know what I'm talking about? So wake up, you mighty people, in the words of Marcus Garvey. With that, Tarik, I'm gonna say peace.
Peace and love to all my beautiful sisters and brothers. My name is Bro.Eddie, and I am very happy to welcome all of you to our program tonight. It is my hope and prayer that each and every one of you will be inspired and spiritually uplifted by the divine messages that emanate from this social platform. First and foremost, I must give praise to our Heavenly Father for allowing me to be here tonight to share with you a positive message, which I believe is so important for this day and time that we live in. I would like to speak tonight on the subject, overcoming sickness and disease by organic nutrition. The world we live in today is filled with many people who are suffering with a variety of sicknesses and diseases. People are suffering every day with arthritis, cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. This increasing sickness and disease has created a major health crisis in America. Millions of people spend billions of dollars every year on doctor fees, hospital bills, and pharmaceutical medication. Most people have been misled to believe that doctors can cure all of their physical and mental problems, but that is simply not the case. A doctor can only prescribe a certain pharmaceutical drug that he or she believes will give you temporary relief. The doctor cannot cure anything. The cure will come from our faith in God and our willingness to embrace organic foods and beverages. Millions of people suffer from arthritis every day of their lives. Because it puts so much stress on the body, it can completely decimate the bone structure and nervous system. I personally suffered with rheumatoid arthritis for 4 years, directly after I got out of the military. So I understand the pain that arthritis sufferers deal with every day. I can honestly say that I went to the best doctors for years without any lasting relief. So I was told by the doctors to prepare to live with it, but I just couldn't do that. There was no way I was going to deal with the swelling and stiffening of my joints for the rest of my life. I decided to turn to God for my healing, and He introduced me to the healing power of an organic nutritional diet. The Spirit of God inspired me to change my diet, and I eventually gave up dairy products and seafood. Dairy products and seafood produces mucus in the body, and as a result, it aggravates the arthritic condition. Most people do not realize that arthritis is actually an infectious cold or mucus that settles in the joints. When I carried mail in East Atlanta, I met a young lady who informed me that I should try to drink Bragg's organic apple cider vinegar because she said that the vinegar would help me to overcome this rheumatoid arthritis. I didn't believe her at first, but after I tried and I tried, the swelling and the pain eventually began to decrease. And boy, was I glad of that. I must admit that it was very difficult to give up my favorite dairy foods and seafoods, such as ice cream, cheese, butter, cow's milk, and my favorite fried red snapper. But I was able to replace my favorite foods with delicious organic foods, such as organic fruits and vegetables, organic chicken, organic roasted peanuts, organic popcorn, organic soybeans, and organic brown rice. Now I realize that it is more expensive to live on a total organic diet, but the reward of overcoming arthritis is well worth the cost of organic nutrition. Cancer is a malignant tumor that can cause the breakdown of vital organs within the body, such as the brain, the breast, the lungs, the liver, the pancreas, and the prostate. Doctors and scientists around the world have been searching for the cure of cancer, but the truth of the matter is there is a cure for cancer. But the doctors and the pharmaceutical drug producers cannot tell people the truth because they would suffer financially. As a cancer survivor, I can honestly say that cancer and any other disease can be cured. I believe that with consistent prayer and an unwavering faith in God, we can overcome any sickness and disease. The second step that a cancer patient must take is that they must avoid cancer-causing foods and beverages. The number one high-risk cancer food that we should always avoid is bacon. Bacon contains nitrate, which is an additive that contains nitrous acid that can interact with conventional foods and form nitrosamines, which are cancer-causing agents. Also, luncheon meats, frankfurters, knockwursts, and smoked fish have the same cancer-causing agents as bacon. Now, the unhealthy cancer-causing beverages that we should avoid is coffee, artificial colas, and alcohol. Coffee and colas contain caffeine, which is a very powerful drug additive that affects the central nervous system and brings about a sense of clearer thought, but lessens fatigue. It also stimulates the release of stored sugar from the liver, which gives the coffee and cola drinker a boost of energy. But these benefits are far outweighed by the side effects. The release of stored sugar places heavy stress on the endocrine system, which causes damage to the adrenal glands, resulting in hypoglycemia. Also, coffee increases the acidity in your gastrointestinal tract and can cause bladder and pancreatic cancer. Now, alcohol is the most widely used drug in our society. Most people don't think of alcohol as a drug because it is so available. Alcohol is capable of rupturing veins and destroys brain cells by causing the withdrawal of necessary water from the brain cells. Alcohol also can deplete the body of B vitamins, folic acid, vitamin C, vitamin K, zinc, magnesium, and potassium. Alcohol can hamper the liver's ability to process fat, which can lead to liver cancer. Tobacco is definitely the most harmful drug among all the popular recreational drugs. Cigarette smokers have a greater risk of incurring cancer of the lungs, the mouth, the throat, the esophagus, the pancreas, and the bladder than non-smokers. Every cigarette that a cigarette smoker smokes destroys about 25 to 100 milligrams of vitamin C in the body. Vitamin C prevents many types of viral and bacterial infections and supplies protections against many forms of cancer. Without vitamin C, the heavy cigarette smoker is unable to fight off cancer. High-risk cancer foods should be replaced by several major foods that prevent cancer, and they are carrots, cantaloupe, cabbage, broccoli, kale, cauliflower, and celery. Organic carrots have the highest quantity of beta-carotene than any other food product. Beta-carotene prevents certain types of cancer by building resistance to respiratory infections and aiding in the proper function of the immune system. Organic cantaloupe has a high quantity of vitamin A and beta-carotene. Now, vitamin A occurs in two forms. Preformed vitamin A, called retinol, is found only in foods of animal origin, and provitamin A, known as carotene, is provided by foods of both plant and animal origin. Organic cabbage, kale, cauliflower, and broccoli are cruciferous vegetables that contain substances that can help reduce and prevent certain cancerous tumors. Also, these vegetables can lower the risk of colorectal cancer and help prevent stomach cancer. Now, onions are high in quercetin, a substance that suppresses malignant cells before they become tumors. Organic wheat bran has the highest quantity of dietary fiber than any other food. Organic wheat bran, based on what the National Cancer Institute has said, organic wheat bran is one of the most important fiber food. Dietary fiber prevents colon cancer and detoxifies the small and large intestines. Organic soybeans and soy-based foods supply powerful antioxidants that prevent many forms of cancer and inject vitality to the immune system. Now, there are two types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. Type 1 occurs when the pancreas cannot provide the hormone insulin, which controls the level of sugar in the blood. High levels can lead to heart attacks and stroke. The most common diabetes is type 2. People with this condition are usually heavy and have an insulin resistance. They can often be treated with diet and exercise alone. Now, there are 7 superfoods that can regulate sugar levels while providing essential nutrients like calcium, potassium, fiber, magnesium, vitamins A, C, and E. These foods are organic beans, organic dark leafy vegetables, organic citrus fruits, organic berries, organic sweet potatoes, organic whole grains, and organic nuts. High blood pressure or hypertension is a condition caused by increased resistance to the flow of blood through the small arteries. This happens as a result of prolonged constriction. The high resistance makes the heart beat harder to pump the blood through the body. Approximately 80 million Americans have high blood pressure. The misuse of salt is one of the main causes of high blood pressure. The American Heart Association recommends an intake of no more than 3 grams of salt per day. An intake of over 14 grams is considered excessive. The average American consumes about 15 pounds of salt each year. Eliminating conventional table salt from the meals has been a medically approved method for lowering blood pressure. Also, eating more low sugar, high fiber cereals, and avoiding sugary sodas that contain high fructose corn syrup is the best way to beat high blood pressure. Finally, heart disease is not a single disease, but a group of many. The 3 most important kinds of heart disease are arteriosclerosis, or hardening of the arteries, hypertension, or high blood pressure, and rheumatoid heart disease caused by rheumatic fever. Deaths from heart disease amount to about 900,000 of a total of about 1,800,000 deaths a year in the United States. This number of deaths is twice as many as the next 5 major diseases combined. The several steps that should be applied to prevent heart disease are decrease sugar consumption, stop smoking, exercise regularly, maintain proper weight, decrease intake of saturated fats and hydrogenated oils, increase intake of soy protein in place of animal protein, eat more organic garlic, organic fresh fruits and vegetables. Following these steps will truly enhance each and every person's life so that they can overcome all of these 5 main diseases. It is my hope and prayer that all of you will think about what I have said and will go to God tonight in prayer and see what God says. See if God is telling you that you are watching the right program and that you are getting the right information from all of us tonight. Thank you so much.
You said something about cabbage, broccoli, and cauliflower. So we know that cauliflower is a hybrid food. It wasn't made by God. And broccoli broccoli doesn't grow like that. So it's a form of 2 fruits, vegetables, a lettuce. I think a lettuce or a cabbage, correct me if I'm wrong, and a cauliflower. And it was put together and made by the French. And I think it's the 1400s. So, we can't continue to eat Western, vegetables that's grown here. And so, like you think about cauliflower, cabbage, lettuce, even certain cows. Cows are hybrids. The original cow. The cows come from Europe. Chickens come from Southeast Asia. There's no cows in Africa. There's no chickens in Africa. So what was our origin, our original diet?
I just want to say, cows do come from Africa.
Oh yeah, it's cows that do come from Africa, but we never drunk cow's milk. And it was a different shape and different form of a cow.
Okay, because the cow. Okay, here's the thing, right?
The cow that we know today came from Europe.
This is what I want to say. This is the thing. Most things that you hear right now in this day and time will distract you from the actual lessons of the natural healings that the food has. Because in reality, all these foods have certain healing properties in its natural state. You know what I mean? Now, there's a lot of trickery going on, you know what I'm saying, with the mind states of people, because Okay, for me personally, as a Rasta man, I've been living this life before the vegan life. You know what I mean? It was ital, it was natural living, you know? And ital means natural. And I just put an I there, so it becomes ital. You see? All right. So before the hype, I was dealing with food in a natural basis. You know what I'm saying? Before vegan, hear the fullness of sound. Vegetarian, right? Vegetarian is vegetables, right? How could a vegetarian have meat involved in it? You see, man come and put stuff on things that's already set in reality the way it's supposed to be. Like we gotta rethink and rethink everything. You know what I mean? To the fullness as to what's really real. Because even the cow, like I said, I is the original man who milked the cow. You know. Yeah, we made milk before they was drinking milk. We knew what to do with the cow. You know what I mean? We taught they lived with the cow in the house and all that. We walked with cows in herds with us with one staff. You understand? With sheep's all animals. You know what I'm saying? Now, the way certain people put certain things don't mean that's the way it is. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day is everything on this green earth was put here for healing properties. Like I hear some people say they don't eat carrots. Carrots is a hybrid and all this stuff here. But the reality of it is the benefits of carrots you can't get in nothing on this green earth. Nothing on this. They making medicine right now from the carrot. That's how we getting beta carotene and all these things here straight from the carrot. But here we are looking at something and say it's something wrong with these things. You know what I mean? But the Most High put this stuff here for a reason. Now, eating the carrot itself actually helps cure cancer. More carrots you eat because we are melanated people. And the carrot alone carries carotene, right? Right? Carotene is color. You know what I mean? They come up with the color orange, but the original orange was the fruit. You know what I mean? So we have to return to what's nature, what's natural. You know what I mean? The thing is, now here's the game again. Organic. Organic is game, you know. Because all organic mean really, it's supposed to mean really, is that it's natural. Yeah, it means there's worms growing around it, and it's really something fertile there naturally from the earth growing. There's a tree, you can pick a fruit. That's really organic. That's the real natural. You know what I mean? But the way they teaching it now, organic is a product. They making money off organic. They're not healing people. They're not thinking about using, say, look, okay, for instance, do you think that organic now comes more out of a package where these people said it, or is organic in the earth? Because right now, if you go to a certain part of the earth, many parts of the earth from here, because fruit don't grow here, we know we're in a desolate place, right? Yeah, the weather can't even hold for certain fruit to even be here. But if you go to a tropical region, there's fruit growing on each tree. So you're going to tell me that's not organic? You go to Honduras right now. There's big fruit growing in each tree right there. That's organic, brethren. You know what I mean? That's the real nature. That's what we're supposed to eat, food from off the tree. We're supposed to get food in its natural state. You know what I mean? The way they're teaching us now is that we don't need this, we don't need that. But the end of the day is we're not growing food. Once you grow food and you cook food, you see food in a different value. You know what I'm saying? Most people who's talking about these things don't cook food or they don't grow food. Because a real farmer will show you, nah, that stuff right there is the value. You know what I'm saying? You need to eat that because that's going to give you all the iron you need. Everything green on this earth is straight protein, you know. Anything with the color green is protein. Remember I tell you that. The doctors ain't going to tell you that. But anything is green is protein. How you think the cow getting his protein? The horse, big strong horse, galloping all over the place. How you think he getting his protein? All right?
You know, you look at, vegetables today, like take soursop. You know, soursop doesn't even grow here. It grows in Jamaica and tropical places.
Right.
And so you taking a seed that's not from its original place, planting it, and it's around different plants and animals and birds. That it's like, yo, who are you? You know, like in a sense, like I don't know where I'm at. So it's are you gonna get the same benefits of a soursop grows here, than from Jamaica? I think it's like two. It can be a sense of be two. That's one in like.
Well, that's the difference. Is what I show you is that when you grow food, you realize food don't grow in certain places because of the climate. Right now, in this climate we are in, which is say Atlanta right now, anything, and this is history. This is our ancient history too. You know, this is what we travel because we grew food. Like I tell you, this is what we did. We grow food. So our ancient ways was knowing that anything that's above 62 degrees can germinate. You can grow food. Our weather don't stay above 62 degrees. Think places that grow above 62 degrees, you have to go towards places like Florida. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because the tropical weather, places like California. You see what I mean? More tropical weather. So they can grow things that can survive throughout that season. You see what I mean? So we in different climates. Not saying everything can't grow. It's things that can grow here. There's stronger trees. Because see, the fruit trees now, which most people don't know, are females. All fruit trees are females. You know what I mean? This is our ancient, I ain't telling you nothing new, you know, ancient people knew this from ancient time. It takes 7 years for one fruit tree to grow. You see, we buy houses now and we worried about all the bricks and $500,000 not planting one fruit tree on the land. Our ancient people didn't do that. We weren't worried about the house. We planted fruit trees on the land. 7 or so years, family would be able to eat from them fruit trees. You see what I'm saying? It's our natural state. You know what I mean? We caught into their world and not realizing we have to grow food because it's the only way we really going to return to our natural state again. You see what I mean? We have to really respect where the food come from. Right now, we just eating food off of trees. Like we don't even want, I got a fruit right here right now, a watermelon, right? They could sit right here on the table and it just be a watermelon. But until I take my knife and split it open, then it become food. But just a minute, it was just a watermelon. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because that's the fake reality that we're in. The real reality is somebody would cut that watermelon so we can eat this thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the life we have to return to. Eating from the earth. And then the food is simple. Then we can feed every one of ourselves. No one's hungry again. We ain't have to worry about starvation. You see what I'm saying?
Let me add,
Yes, sir.
build, which, you, well, like certain foods that we eat today. I understand what you're saying. Like, say if, for instance, you take an elephant from Africa, right?
Yeah.
And you take it to Asia or India. Look at how it deforms. You look
But
at
it's
how
still an elephant.
it's still an elephant.
And it's still an
But
African elephant.
it's
right?
still one, yeah.
Okay.
It's still an African elephant.
Yeah.
But you just look at an elephant from Africa compared to the one that went to India or Asia. It's deforming. So you know, Marcus Garvey, like I had a quote, like I said before, is be careful. You know, drinking the poison of Western civilization. Soon you will die from the effects of it. Mm-hmm. So we have to be careful. We take Western ways. That's why I say we have to not just look at the surface. We got to dig deeper. How did that corn get here? How did that apple get here? I know Granny Smith apples grows here, you know, in Atlanta. I'm with it all day. But when you get to like, you know, certain vegetables, like, you know, take for instance, like you said, the carrot. People don't know the original carrot. It's not even orange. It's rainbow. It's purple. It's yellow. Sometimes even white. That's the original carrot.
But the
in a
thing
sense.
is, that's because of the climate it's growing in. You know that, right? I mean, there's different vegetables all over the planet, different colors. You got different potatoes that only grow on certain parts of the earth. You know what I'm saying? Everything is climates. You see what I mean? We are just in a land which is draining us more spiritually than physically. Physically part is we can get that. You can get 2 burgers for $1. You see what I'm saying? The food there, but the spiritual part. You see what I'm saying? Is what we're hungry for right now. which is knowledge, you know what I mean? Which is wisdom, which is understanding. That's what we got to realize, because at the end of the day, check it. As long as we know that we are thinking, right? The eating part come last. See, most people think that you got to eat first is going to get you right. No, it's what you're thinking. You know what I mean? Because I'd rather be around healthy thinking brothers and sisters than to be around healthy eating people.
I know that's right.
You know what I mean? Because you see lines of people just coming to eat healthy. You see that? That's not the fullness. The fullness is who thinking healthy, who ready to create healthy thoughts so we can build as a people. Because at the end of the day is, look, we can feed our people. Again, this is the key. We got to feed our people, but not just with the food. The food is just one aspect of it. Let's feed that mind.
Amen.
You know what I mean? Let's feed that mind need food. I'm telling you, the mind hungry out there right now. You know what I'm saying? For the poison that has been fed. Yeah, the mind is hungry, brethren. Trust me. The belly, they can fill at any moment, but you got to get to the mind first. You know what I mean? I'm the type of person that I cook. You know what I mean? So I can reach your belly. You know what I mean? And then I get you to feel comfortable where I can get to your mind. But the reality is we got to be getting to our own people's mind, filling them with the truth, because they fill with so much lies. You know what I mean? To the end of the day is we can't think left from right. Here's the point. All food, again, I tell you, was created by the Creator, right? Everything was created by the Creator, right? In creation, we ain't create nothing. We ain't come and do nothing. It was already here, right? So it's very simple that the chicken had to come before egg, because the chicken, the Almighty created male and female. You see? That's when we thinking. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, he done it all already. We ain't gotta, there's no mystery. You know what I mean? Like the carrots here on this side of the planet for a reason. The carrots on the other side is another color for a reason. Because guess what? If I take the same corn from Africa, which is black, purple corn, right? It's not going to grow like that over here because of the climate. It's going to change, you know what I'm saying, the structure of it. That's just the natural state of creation, just like you said, us as even Africans. Right now, we done cloned ourselves into the European mind state. And we ain't even from here. But yet we thinking like we from here. You know what I'm saying? But we're not. You see what I'm saying? So it's the climate that's really changing us in our mind state. Once we get our mind state to realize, say, wait, we come from that African soil. You know what I'm saying? Everything there is in its natural state already. It's there. Like I said, the cow there right now. The cow living big life, and them cows is huge in Africa too. Them ain't no little cows. These cows over here is suffering. You know what I mean? African cows is living, you know what I'm saying? Especially in Ethiopia, you know what I mean? Because that's where they have a massive group of cows, and they raise cows heavy in Ethiopia. But my point is saying that there's nothing new under the sun. You know what I mean? We just have to return to our natural state, which is, again, knowing the Almighty first, because that's our creator. You know what I mean? We have to know him first. That's the bottom line within ourselves. We get back to that again, or get black to that again, because remember, again, we got our own black God. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to worry about their gods, right? That's the beauty of it. You know what I mean? For a long time, they had our minds thinking that we had to pray or represent something that's not of us. You see what I'm saying? Now that we're coming to the state of being of ourselves as people, we know, say, that we're the original creator. The creator created us, you know what I'm saying, in his own image and likeness. And he didn't create no goats and cows when he created man. Other than that, we would be goats and cows. Right? He created man in his own image, and he said, I created male and female. And he said, unto you, I said, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. So it was already said and done. The key is that there was never a limit to the number that he put here on the earth. You know what I'm saying? When you really check it, and it's real science, because he said, unto them, right? He said, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Right? You know how big the earth is, right? Right? That's the facts of the first sound. You know what I'm saying? We in the beginning of time, he also told us what to eat. He says in Genesis 1, verse 28, he says, behold, I have given you every green herb and every fruit that beareth seed shall be for you as meat. This is what the prophecy said. I ain't making this up, you know. I'm telling you exactly what it said. This is right there in the beginning. So everything had green herb. You know what I'm saying? He given I that a green herb. Now the green herb now is all your spices. You know what I'm saying? All the herbs you see on the earth, right? So also the weed, because the weed is green herb and the weed has seed. Because he said everything that bears seed. So the real weed has to have seed. Because see, they don't want you to eat food with seeds no more. You can't even smoke weed with seeds no more. Because he'd be thinking how they want us to think. But the Most High didn't say that. He said, I give you every herb that bears seed. Right?
Let me build on.
Yes, indeed. Please do. That's the ice, man. Please do.
You know, like you said about mind, body, and soul. Mind and the body and the spirit. You know, it's two things. You have dis-ease and you have disease. Meaning dis-ease, meaning your body is not at ease spiritually, mentally, physically, and soulfully. And disease is something physical. You know, a lot of times, you know, back to what I was saying. Even with the food. We got I'm kind of, you know, not fighting you on that, but it's in a way of like,
It's just the reality.
yeah.
I promise you. Because at the end of the day, food is growing right now. Whether we grow it, we eat it, it's still growing right now on the earth.
It's energy in a way, you know. It's
You can't stop it. I mean, regardless of the point, because these foods already been here. Before me and you been here, these foods been here, right?
Some foods.
I'm trying to tell you the reality. I tell you the carrot been here. I promise you the carrot been here.
How about like you know, like certain vegetables, like you say, like the broccoli.
Because in our original state, again, we grow food. No one on this planet grow food like the African grow. I promise you. We grow food all over the planet. We show the whole world how to grow food. That's what we do.
Like even with a theory like this. And
so I mean, I just say it that I just saying that because at the end of the day is that's what it's going to be. You're not going to stop food from growing. We're never going to stop people from eating food. So at the end of the day is it would never get to that point where that should stop us. Because see, that's the stagnation and the point. Right now, the end of the day is when you look at it, people are going to eat what they're going to eat. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to stop anyone from eating what they're going to eat. Trust me. People, and I feel bad for people because see, they don't live this life. I've been a vegetarian for over 30 years, what they call vegan, all that. I don't even care. I'm still a Rasta man. I eat vegetables. I don't eat cows. If I eat an egg, it's called eggplant. Okay? Yeah. I've been doing this. It's nothing new under the sun. I just see it's distractions in the way. Because the end of the day is, are you growing the food? Are you living off the earth? You know what I'm saying? Can you survive? You know what I'm saying? Off the earth without having to go to these people, because that's what it's all going to boil down to. You got to be able to survive and survive for your family. So it's only going to boil down to like us realizing that the food is not the issue. The issue is what we thinking. It's not what we eating. There's people eating all kind of things. We need them too, because they thinking right.
Let me say something.
Yes, sir.
Y'all good money. No. Y'all good money. I think the brothers is trying to touch on the GMO, the genetically modified joints with the soy and
That's
all that.
That's a whole different topic.
I know, but I think that's what they was trying to touch on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically,
it's not him saying the regular food. You right?
Yeah.
But if they bring in the GMO, are we eating GMO?
That's what organic come in.
So
While
if
you
you,
playing games, organic is GMO food. A lot of that organic stuff is GMO. Because at the end of the day is, my point is this. Let's keep it real. Anything the FDA approved is not good for you. Okay, grow your food.
That's real.
Eat what you grow. That's the only way you really going to survive. You have to even know the farmer. Get with these Mexicans. Because these Mexicans still growing food. Straight from the earth. You talking about carrots, Mexicans growing the biggest, fattest, nicest carrots, sweetest carrots you ever want to eat. Straight out the earth. I know them personally. Trust me, they know me too. Because I roll with them. Because they grow food. I come from a farming family. We grow food. My grandfather put bushels on my back at 10 years old. Get it. Get it off the truck and put it on her porch. And get that money and let's go. We got moves to make. Huh? The sun ain't even hot yet. We out there getting it. You know what I'm saying? People take pictures of food right now and post it up that they think they got. No picture of food. Where the truck at? Pull up on me with the truck. You know what I'm saying? With all the vegetables and everything, with the fresh tomatoes. That's what I'm talking about. I'm used to that. Where the truck at? Where the food truck? Who got the food truck? Pull up on me with the food truck so I can buy some fresh fruits and vegetables because that's our original state. We got to get back to, that's why the health is really down because other people feeding us. Let's be real. Everything we eating is because other people feeding us and we wonder why we sick. We got to feed ourselves. It's simple, bro. I promise you. At the end of the day is a carrot, like any other vegetable, right, which is so powerful, is it has a protective shield, right? So everything comes from the earth, right? So it's going to have dirt on it anyway, right? But that dirt is soil. That's still nutrients. That's still vitamins. That's zinc right there because it's from the earth, right? Boom. So you take the carrot. What people don't do with their vegetables, they don't clean them properly. They don't cut them. You know what I'm saying? So this is causing a lot of sickness because you eating stuff out of dirty soil that ain't really proper. They go all kind of pesticides in it. And then you're going to just take that and throw it in the pot. It's not going to work like that. You know what I'm saying? Because all that, again, FDA approved. All those chemicals in there, FDA approved that. They just come back to say, okay, what? We're going to settle this little lawsuit here. And we're going to settle this little lawsuit here. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, millions of people losing their lives. You know what I'm saying? Off of these products. We got family members that we knew to try to, straighten their lawn out with the grow stuff, you know what I'm saying, with the product.
looks nice though.
Right? But at the end of the day is that same product caused cancer and so many people lost their life just by touching this, tampering with this these chemicals that Monsanto was running back then. They was just using it in a different name. So we got to come out of their eating. We got to stop them from feeding us. That's the key to us living long lives again. Because once you look at it, most of the food that we eating right now, other people produce it.
We don't like. Let me also add. Even with like the theory about you meet like a person who we meet. I've been a vegan for like a year.
True.
Try raw vegan. It's you gotta be rich. You can't be broke. That's how I feel about it. You gotta have some money, man, because you get hungry, because as Africans we like to eat, and we like to eat in like, we like not quality, but we like quantity, in a sense. We like quality, but we want a lot, It's just us. Look at this, like when a person who said like, why do you plant based and all this? I'm like, first the cow and the chicken has to eat its nutritional its diet. The real diet, which is what? Grass, hay, right? For a person who eats meat to consume a chicken or a cow, it has to eat its natural diet. It'd be the best meat, best chicken you ever ate. But if the cow eats meat, which they had the mad cow disease, then you see the effect.
True.
So now you got to see, or a chicken that eats meat. So for you to eat a chicken and cow, it has to be vegan. You feel what I'm saying? So I think we live in a climate now in a way where where you got a lot of people, you know, brothers and sisters, you know, I mean a lot of vegans, and they, you know, like you said, they're not thinking healthy. You know, because, you know, like certain, like, I tell a friend, hey, let's, they want to go out to eat. I said, we'll eat a couple mangoes and let's chill out. Or let's eat some pineapples, or, you know, like, you know, eat a sugar cane. Man, I ain't with that, because you got the youth today. Today it's more easy to fool someone than to teach someone. You can fool them better than you can teach. If I go say, oh, so and so did this, and what happened? You can lie to them. It's a brother named Professor Kofi. He said this. They said he said if you tell the perfect lie, the truth is unbelievable. And that's today. And like he was saying, like a lot of us, you know, we really don't do a lot of dig deep into the research and what we should know. You know, certain things I intake. You know what I'm saying? You know, different vegetables, different fruits. Yeah, it's a growing process. You know, for me. All right, so I have a question about the soy. You said soybean and soy oil, I think, right? Correct? With soy, as you know today, it's in everything. Cookies, and even with vegan. They love like a lot of soys and a lot of vegan stuff. And it can be kind of hard for people who's just turning to vegan, and they hear about soy and they think, and it's, you know, it's kind of, you know, upsetting to them. But the question about soy is that people have heard that soy can cause, you know, hormonal issues, meaning that it kills the testosterone in men and kills the estrogen in women, you know, and make women feminine and make males masculine. I'm sorry, make the women's masculine and make the men's feminine in a way. So now you got, even with the government, you know, you look up about, it was something about, the brother Dick Gregory was talking about it. He was talking about how PhD, FBI with PhD, when they went to a French town and they laced their French bread, right? French bread, and all of them going crazy, and hormonal changes, and just certain things. You can go off that, or you can go off ISIS. Not ISIS, but you can go at eye service. I've got Make Love Not War, if you ever heard of it, where they dropped a bomb of chemicals turning the soldiers feminine, and it's all this documented. You can look it up. It's called Make Love Not War U Service. That's what it's called. If you can Google right now, and you'll see it when they literally dropped a bomb. And this is what they do. We're battling with a beast. But back to my question, I don't want to get off track about the soy, about how it's turning females masculine and turning the men feminine. And you can see it today. We ATL, like you can see it today where the brothers, you can see they're kind of sweet. Look at Morehouse. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this is all facts. It's all facts. Okay, go ahead.
So,
I ain't gonna disrespect the HBC, but I'm speaking facts though. Am I wrong?
Listen, here's the thing. What does it say? Is it just in the soy though?
Oh, in the soy?
I'm saying, why would we think it's just in the soy? If you're seeing that going on to most of the people now, most of our females are more masculine than the males, you know? And I don't think it's just the soy, you know what I mean? When I really check it, I check it's a hormonal imbalance, you know what I'm saying? Within the whole way that they're training people, you know what I mean, through the food. Because if you really look at it, the food is not even growing in a natural state. Like, okay, for instance, they got chickens, right? They got chicken farms and all that, right? So where's the roosters at? You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to, you know what I mean, germinate these animals so they'll be able to really produce, you know what I'm saying, a strong, healthy egg. You know what I mean? It gets to the point is they grafted and you know what I'm saying, cloned everything to the fact is it's not even in this natural state. So just the food they're eating alone, to me, is changing the way they're thinking, if you ask me personally, because the food is not growing. The cow is not with the bull. You don't see the bull out there when the cow's being slaughtered. There's a bunch of cows. You know what I mean? They producing cows with making milk without the cows even having babies. It's unnatural. The cow at least supposed to have babies to be getting milk. They milking these cows without even having babies. You see what I mean? So we taking these things in. So our hormonal imbalance has to be in a different state. It has to be. I mean, this is me thinking. You know what I'm saying? Me, I ain't saying it's a fact because I know these people think it for us and they're going to tell us it's coming from this, it's coming from that. But I'm just looking at the fact that food is not growing in its natural state. These animals that they eating, which is their food, because it ain't my food, you know what I'm saying? But the food that they're eating and they're consuming all over is not growing in its natural state. These animals, where's the farms where you seeing all these animals that they eating every day? You see what I'm saying? So it's bigger than just the soy. Because if you look at it, the reality is, here's my reality. I mean, again, this is me thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you what I'm thinking, right? So me thinking now that the soy companies is making a lot of money and curving a lot of people from eating all this beef and pork and chicken and fish and all this stuff. The soy companies is making a lot of money. And here come the almond company now. Almond companies making a lot of money. Milk companies feeling it. Everybody getting crashed and smashed. Nobody buying cow milk. They want almond milk. Almond breeds. There's got to be something in there. They got real cows. They use it. FDA approve it. Everybody stop eating cow milk. Stop eating almond milk for a minute because these people will tell you to do that. But the end of the day is almond milk was still coming from almonds. And people was coming off of the cow milk and the cow companies, which is the produce companies, was losing money. Tofu stepping it up. People eating cheese from tofu instead of eating cow cheese. We got to do something about that. We got money. We got big money. We can control the market. FDA on our team. FDA know this meat ain't no good, but he still can tell us we can put it on the shelf. We making big money over here. Go after them. Matter of fact, they eating too many avocados. There's something wrong with them now. Get them off of that.
If you ever go, and I was hearing like the natural state, and that's what I was talking about. And if you ever go to to a market, right? You ever go to like your Publix or your Kroger, and you look at the meat, it's never say FDA approved. Never. You never seen a logo on there. You never seen it. You say USADA approved. All right. If you know about USADA and what it is, but that's another story. But about the FDA does not check. They look at like vegetables. They do not check for the soil. They can give a, excuse my French brother, they can give a damn about the soil. They don't care about it. I think MCF is a better one because they check the soil in the plant as well. You know, I would listen to a roster brother. He gave me a quote. He said that you cannot plant a seed without cleaning the soil. You have to clean the soil first and know where it will come from. But I want to get back to your to answering that question about soy and what you think about it. With the research you have done, clearly you got your book. You know you're ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure you know you're ready for these type of these questions when you got here. So the soy, the difference between MSG soy and real soy, it comes from China. Cause you go to China, that's all they eat. Soy everything, tofu this, tofu like soy that. And if you see what they doing, China is in trouble. They in big trouble. Look at now. People not talking about they got the mad chicken disease right now. They came out back in 2019 around I think August. They had 2 cases about that. And black folks love some chicken. Yeah. I can keep them cows when we get them chicken. But I want to get back on a question about the soy. And I know we kind of hijacked for a minute. But here you go, my brother. Here you go, Pastor.
Yes, indeed. Okay.
Well, to answer your question, my brother, I will say that when I was in the military, I was stationed in Korea, and I can honestly say that if it was the soy that was causing a hormonal imbalance, that should be millions of Asian people in the world because they live and breed off of soy products. I mean they have been using soy products for centuries. So if it was soy process causing hormonal imbalance, it should be more gay Asians than any other race of people on the planet. So I don't think that's it. Matter of fact, also when I was stationed at Fort Jackson back in 1986, I was a sergeant over supply room in a unit called a 71 Lima unit. 71 Lima was actually a code name for clerk typist. So the unit I worked in, it was like trainees who came in, to learn to be clerk typists. Most of the 120 soldiers who got in were women, but there were a few, men. So I met a couple of white guys who were gay, who said that the reason they told me point blank, they said the reason I believe I'm gay was because my parents back in the early 60s did a lot of cocaine and crack cocaine. So they were saying it was because of their drug use that caused the hormonal imbalance, not food. And I've heard that, from a couple of, like I said, white guys, who said that, a couple of occasions. So I don't think it's the soy foods or soy products that's causing the hormonal imbalance. I think it's drugs.
Sure.
Can I add on?
Serious drugs. Yeah.
So you said like you got your your information from like talking to a lot of gay white guys.
Yeah.
But we gotta also not to forget that's who they are. That's where they come from. You know what I'm saying? So they come from you look at what they do and Greek pederastry, even China, they have even in their like Shaolin Temple, they practice homosexual ritual as well. Yeah. Look at the holiday. Look at the holidays of look at Valentine's, right? You have a baby with an arrow that means love, with two companions. Why you got a baby? Come on now, you got to put two and two together. Like certain things. But with the soy, if you actually look at, and I'm not going after no race, but like China, all of them look alike. You gotta think what they do. You know what I'm saying? They all don't look alike. They do stuff. They do certain stuff like this. You gotta know the origins of where they come from. They used to beating their wives. They used to the African. We never did that. We never did. If you actually go in a and maybe after they was colonized, but if you go to a village in Africa and a gay man walks up, everybody getting up and say, "Hey, what's up?" They're gonna see this person because they real about this. You know what I'm saying? Let's even a step further about the LGBTQ community, right? About how I feel like that's gonna cause a war because you have gay books, you have gay TV shows, you got drag queens dancing in front of little babies, and people die by their children now. People gonna die by their kids, and when you keep pushing that agenda and keep pushing down people's throats, they're gonna rebel against you, and you're gonna cause a war amongst yourself and others around you. So, not to get so deep, brother, but basically, with the soy, that's what they natural diet. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you see, whenever you see an Asian or Chinese eating barbecue chicken, you know what I'm saying? Like we eat, or we eat some pig feet. No, you don't see it. They eat that. They eat rice. They eat, what sushi and all that raw sushi. You gotta think what they do. This is who they are. Don't confuse the two. We can't forget who they are. The Rasta brother here is talking about the GMO organic. Like go to your local market, you'll see the numbers. The numbers mean something. 4 means community growing. It was grown around in the city. It was like former type. You look at 6 and 8. 8 means genetically modified. So looking at the numbers, and you can tell from when you look at a ginger from here compared to a ginger from Mexico or a ginger from Peru or Dominican Republic, or you can tell the difference. See how a mango. You ever had a Haitian mango? How big it is? Big ones from Haiti, and get a mango that's from here. It's not the same. It's not. So we got to be careful what we intake in our body. And yet again, we have to get to our natural. Dr. Sabi, Dr. Africa, can we get to our natural diet? Not saying there's nothing wrong with it. We can capitalize off that. But let's get to our natural diet. So like the cauliflower you said, like the carrots, all these things have been debunked and said these was actually worse for us by like Dr. Sabi and Dr. Africa. Just I want your say on that. And what you think about Dr. Sabi, Dr. Africa, and all the brilliant scholars, Dr. Phil Valentine, the scholars who really fought hard and willing to die for this information for us. Just any quotes, any things you want to say about that? Elaborate on it.
Well, first of all, I'd like to ask you a question. Do you know if these brothers are vegetarians or are they organic? Are they total organic? Do you know that? Do you know anything about their nutritional diet?
Yeah, yet again, we don't know our nutritional diet because it was stolen from us.
No, I'm asking, do you, so far as these gentlemen, you just asked me.
These are great scholars that have broken down research that has been.
But I said, are they organic nutritionists?
Oh, Dr. Sabi was, he was, you can say he's a nutritionist. He was not organic because that word is new. That's a new form of the word. It's new. But Dr. Sabi was, and Dr. Africa is.
Well, I can only speak on organic because I'm total organic, and I know what organic vegetables has done for me. So, you know, I can't speak for someone who's not organic.
Yeah, once again, it's on. Yeah, we black. I have to thank Champs again, building again. Yeah, so on the topic we were building on is about the certain ones who have this information and then spread this information. Are they really living the life of the information they spreading? I personally live this life again, like I said, you know what I'm saying, as Rasta trotting through no matter what. I'm going to be a natural vegetarian, vegan, whatever they want to come up with, okay? Because I'm still going to eat fruits and vegetables, right? No matter what situation this world put me in. That's because I made the choice to eat and live this way, you know what I'm saying? Now, this is a personal choice. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has to make every day. You know what I'm saying? Now, say now, for instance, I'm a person and I'm telling someone not to eat this and not to eat that and not to do this and not to do that. But here I am doing the same thing I'm telling you not to do.
Contradiction.
Straight contradiction. I personally was locked up in the system and did over 27 days without eating no tray off these people's tray until they gave me a vegetable tray. Something with strictly vegetables in it. I ain't took nothing off these people's tray while I was locked down because of my faith. And no one say, I gotta live this life. I'm not gonna weigh and eat something off the tray just because I'm up in here. Okay? Now, when you say Dr. Sabi. Dr. Sabi was in jail, incarcerated, right?
That's correct.
Right? The time when he was incarcerated, did you know that he ate everything that they brought through there? Everything that every tray that they brought through, you know, he ate off that tray? Every day he was in there? He ain't denounced one tray. So he gets sick, and certain things happen in there, what took him out, but he eating off the devil's tray. I couldn't do that. I couldn't be out here telling people not to eat carrots and not to eat cauliflower and all these different vegetables, but then when I go there, I'm eating anything off the tray, and I'm going to do a master cleanse when I come out.
That's a fact.
It's a fact, brethren. You know what I mean? So within the heights is you got to live this life. You know what I'm saying? Again, I get back to the fullness. If you're not growing food and you're not cooking food, you really can't talk about food. Certain people can't even be in the kitchen, but yet they can tell you about every food. That don't make sense. It don't add up. You see what I'm saying? To the real reality of it is, who is growing the food? Where you getting your food from? That's how you save yourself. You know what I'm saying? By cooking for yourself. You can't eat out every day. You know what I'm saying? This is the point of reality. Like I said, this is our natural state. We cook food. We grew food. You know what I'm saying? Now we eat out. It's not our natural state of living. You know what I'm saying? Our natural state of living is having a garden in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? And eating our food from our garden. That's how we live. So I'm saying, at the end of the day is, they can say what they want to say, and all that stuff is, if they're not growing this food and living this life, like the brethren say, it's not going to really add up, because the life is in the food. They got a woman in Florida right now that's growing her own food. Yeah, I seen the video, right?
Yeah, like 74?
She older, she's probably 80 now. That video was out over 5 years now. She's probably 80 something now, living off the food in her garden that she growing, healthy and strong. She taking back years. She looking younger instead of getting older. You know what I'm saying? Naturally, you seeing that right before your eyes. But at the end of the day, we want to ignore it and figure, say, we can eat these people's stuff and live. It don't work like that. Really, reality is we have to go back to the earth, get the food from the earth, and live off the earth again. You know what I'm saying? Not off of these people trays and not getting anything these people give us and figure they're giving us something good. You know what I mean? Only thing really was coming good for us, is you ever really got, was coming from somebody who cooked it or somebody who grew it. You know what I'm saying? That's the best food you ever had. It's somebody who cooked it or somebody who grew it. You know what I mean? This is our natural state. But I'm going to leave it at that because we got to seal up this show. And I'm thankful for all ones checking in. And this is the Think Champs.